Okay, everyone, welcome back. We're going to go over HTML and CSS. So I need you to quiet down. Sorry about that. So we're going to be using a system called Code Academy, which is a really popular web-based way to learn technologies. So I need you to go to codeacademy.com. Okay, codeacademy.com. You should see something like that. Let me just switch the, realize I didn't change this correctly. Okay. Yes. Okay. And you're going to need to log in here, so you can sign up with whatever you'd like. You can use your Facebook account or your Gmail account, or you can log in after you've created the account. When you log in, you're going to see a display a little bit like this one. Oh, sorry. On the wrong projector. Okay, good. Sorry about that. So Code Academy is up here, codeacademy.com. We're going to use this platform throughout track 1. So we're going to learn Python from it tomorrow, but today we're going to learn HTML and CSS from it. It's really, really nice. Even if you're learning other technologies later, I definitely give this a spin if there is a lesson available here. Okay. So when you log in, you're going to be able to see something like this, okay? And what I want you to navigate to is the HTML and CSS exercise. So we have a couple of advisors in the room. I guess they're going to go around and check up on all of you to see whether you can do this step. Okay, so once you've created your Code Academy account, just find the HTML and CSS, and we're going to do this exercise. Okay, so all of you heard me already lecture about HTTP, the transfer protocol for HTML. So now we're going to learn about HTML and CSS, two technologies that are basically the underlying fundamentals of how the web works, right? So HTML is what's responsible for making web pages the way they are. It's basically a text file that has some markup in it. So we're going to look at it. So it says it takes 7 hours to learn this. We're going to learn it in about an hour. That's actually not fast because it's meant for, high school students, secondary school students, etc. I don't think it's particularly challenging. So we're going to go through HTML basics. Okay. Basically, let's start with exercise 1, an introduction to HTML. So at this point, hopefully you're all on this page. If I'm going too fast, just tell me on Slack. I'll actually watch Slack, okay? And I'll be watching this channel, the Stack Orbital Flow channel. So you can tell me you're going too fast or something. Okay, and then I'll try to slow down, right? So we can do that. Okay, so just let us know when you run into difficulties. Again, we have a couple advisors in the room. They'll be watching the channel too. Okay, so when you look at this interface, all right, basically there are quite a few things that are similar to what you might have used in your 1010 class. Okay, basically there's some instructions that are on the left-hand side. Okay, a panel where you write your code, or in this case not code but HTML, just hypertext. Okay, and then a preview screen that allows you to see what it looks like after you do it. Okay? So we're just going to read through slowly why learn HTML. Every web page that you look at is written in a language called HTML. You can think of HTML as the skeleton that gives every web page some structure. In the editor to the right, there's a tab called test.html. This is the file where we'll type our HTML into. Okay, I'm going to reset the code here. Okay. See the code with the angle brackets. That's HTML. Like any language, it has its own special syntax or rules for communication. When we press save and submit, the results tab will act like an internet browser. Okay. The browser's job is to transform what this text file looks like and render it into a recognizable web page. Okay? It knows how to lay out the page by following the HTML syntax. Okay? So the first part up here is just an introduction. It's just to give you an idea of what's going on. Okay? And then the instructions for actually doing the exercises are below. Okay? So it says 01. To the right, we have test.html. As you can see, okay, change the line on line 2 in between the two tags that are marked strong and end strong to anything you like. Okay, and then hit save and submit code and see how it looks on the test file. Okay, so you can see it changed itself. In fact, you don't even need to press return because they have already built in a system that allows it to be submitted automatically every couple of seconds when you're not active. So you should be able to see that it's changed to another line. Okay, great. I don't have to hold the mic. All right, so once we've done that and we see that we've gone ahead, go ahead and do the next lesson. Okay, so hopefully all of you are on lesson number 2. Okay, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext means just text with links in it. That's what we mean by hyperlink. Okay, a markup language is just a programming language used to make text do more than just sit on a page. So you can add things like links, tables, lists, and much more. And we use another set of technologies called cascading style sheets, which we'll learn in the second hour, to make the web page pretty. Okay. So if HTML is the skeleton, okay, CSS is the appearance of the web page, the clothes that the web page puts on. Okay. So what we're going to do is understand what we have to do, right? First thing we should do is set up the skeleton of a web page. Always put this funny looking tag here. It's an angle bracket, then an exclamation mark, then an all caps doc type, then a space, then the word HTML to say that this document is an HTML file on the first line. When a browser receives it, then it knows it's supposed to be a web page, no matter how it's named. Okay, and then you're supposed to put a starting bracket and an ending bracket called HTML. So we're going to do that on the next 2 instructions, right? Go ahead and put 3 lines mentioned into text.html, which is now blank. Okay, so I'm going to write doc type HTML. Okay, that's how they wrote it. Yep. Okay, and then write HTML here. You know, this is a nice interface. It automatically gives you the closing bracket when I type the first one. So I'm just going to press return here and then save and submit the code. Okay, so you can see I've passed this test and go on to the next one. Okay, everyone able to follow that? Will it automatically generate the second line? Yes, it does. Yeah. It's just the function of this particular interface. When you type in a tag, it will close it for you. So for example, if I type in the A tag, it'll close it like that automatically. Okay? If you're using a text editor to write it, then you have to write it by yourself. There are some other text editors that should do it for you automatically. When you're on the site, does it do it for you? No? Anyone else have this problem where it doesn't close the text for you? Okay. I'm not really sure. Let me try whether it's because I'm using Firefox. Sometimes it's a translational issue because of the browser. Let me try using Firefox. Okay, give me a second here. Where's my browser? Okay. What happened to my Chrome? It disappeared. Okay. I'm not sure why it doesn't close, but it should. You can try using Firefox. I don't know whether that's going to solve the problem, but it should. It should close the tag for you. Okay. If it doesn't, no worries. You can still type it by yourself. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. And then you should end up with something like this. Do you see these carets on the side here? Are they on your web browser? Yeah. If you have the closing ones or not, that means at least part of the interface is working correctly. Okay. Great question. Okay. So again, HTML has tags. Tags are always inside of these angle brackets, right? They almost always come in pairs. So you have an open bracket like HTML and a closing bracket with /HTML. Okay. You can think of tags as being parentheses. Whenever you open one, you should also close it. Okay, they can be nested too. So you can take a look at this one. Okay, and you can see the second tag is closed before the first tag because it was introduced last. Okay. So we can skip this one or we can do it. Why don't we just go ahead and do it for practice sake. Doc type. Now this time they want you to type in all caps. Never mind, it doesn't matter. HTML. Okay, and close HTML. Okay, save and submit code, and we're done. Okay, now HTML has two parts to it normally. Okay, there's a part that is the head of the HTML page and then the body. Okay, so we're going to do that by creating these fields, right? We're going to add an opening head tag and a closing head tag. So let's go to line 3, for example. I'm going to type head, okay? And between the head tags, that means between it, right, in this space here, okay, I'm going to add another tag. I'm going to add a title tag, okay? And in between the title tags, I can write whatever I want, like my web page. Okay. Submit code. Okay. Now I'm done with that. Now you may be thinking, I did that, but I don't see anything on this panel over here. Nothing happened. Okay. That's because the title of the web page is not actually reflected in the web page itself. That is the body of the HTML. That's what you see. Okay. The title of the web page is shown here. Okay. It's what shows up when you look at your browser's tabs. Okay. All of these things up here, that's the title of a web page. So if you were to save this text.html into a file, okay, on your local computer, I'm going to do that right now, actually. Okay. I'm going to open a application to write. Okay, a file. I'm going to save that. Call it, let's say, text.html. I'm going to put it somewhere I can find it. Okay, and then I'm going to view that file. Okay, it's going to show up as my web page. Okay, but I don't know where that web page went. Okay, but you can see it's titled my web page from the title here. Okay, see whether I can get back to my browser. It seems to have disappeared. Okay. All of my windows have gone somewhere. Okay, they're over here. Okay. So this was the web page that I created. You can see in the tab, it just has my web page over here. Okay. So that's the result of this file. Okay. So for all of these exercises, if you're not clear, you can save it into a text file, double click on it or whatever you do on your laptop to open it on your browser. Then you'll see what it looks like in your browser. Okay. It should look identical to the previous screen that you see over here. Okay, let's hope that I can get it.